Hi friends, good morning. My name is Kiran Kumar. I am working as a school assistant at JPH School, Burtanapalli. Now I would like to explain figures of speech in this session. Dear friends, figures of speech are expressive language tools that go beyond literal interpretation in order to produce greater effect. In one of my videos, I explained some of the figures of speech. Now, I would like to explain the rest of the figures of speech. One, euphemism. Euphemism is a polite, mild, or indirect expression used instead of harsh, unpleasant, or blunt one. For example, he passed away. Here, passed away is used instead of died. Second example, he is economically disadvantaged. Here, economically disadvantaged is used instead of poor. Second one, antithesis. Antithesis is a figure of speech in which two opposite ideas are side by side to create a strong contrast. For example, man proposes, God disposes. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. Third one, epigram. An epigram is a short, witty, and often satirical statement that expresses a clever idea, typically with surprising twist. For example, the child is the father of the man. Second one, mankind must put an end to war, or war will put an end to mankind. Fourth one, metonymy. Metonymy is a figure of speech where a word or phrase is replaced by something closely associated with it. For example, the White House announced a new policy. Here, White House represents administration. Second example, the crown will address the nation. Here, crown represents the king or the queen. Fifth one, Synecdoche. Synecdoche is a figure of speech where a part represents a whole, or the whole represents a part. Example, she bought new wheels. Here, the phrase new wheels, it's a part, stands for car, whole. This is also known as microcosm. Second example, England won the first test match against Australia. Here, the countries England and Australia stand for their respective teams. This is whole for part. It is also known as macrocosm. Moving on to the fifth one, Litotes. Litotes is a form of understatement in which a positive statement is expressed by negating its opposite. For example, he is now full. It implies He is very smart. The food was not bad. It implies the food was good. Rolling on to the next one. Climax. Climax is a figure of speech in which words, phrases, or clauses are arranged in an increasing order of importance for dramatic emphasis. For example, I came, I saw, I conquered. He lost his keys, his wallet, and finally his life. Moving on to the last one. Anticlimax. Anticlimax is the opposite of climax. It is a series of ideas raises in importance and then suddenly drops to something unimportant or silly. For example, he lost his family, his wealth, and his pen. She fought for her country, her people, and her handbag. Dear friends, that's all for this session. Drop a like, share, and subscribe to my channel by tapping the bell icon.